Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Dear students, this is your teacher Kashan Ali, and today I am going to discuss about the Surah Al-Ikhlas of Holy Quran, which is one of the very last surahs, one of the shortest surahs, but it has a very deep and strengthening message for the sake of Islam. First of all, we should start with the word Al-Ikhlas. Ikhlas means the purity, the sincerity. It is talking about the purity of faith in Islam. What kind of a faith you must have being a Muslim in the unity and oneness of Allah, it is talking about. Let's take the very first verse. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Kul huwallahu ahad. Say, O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Allah is the one, the eternal. Allah is the one and only. Allah is the one which has no second, nor it can be halved. It is not the one of the counting. It is the Ahad, the unique one. The second verse, Allahu Samad. Allah is free from all cares. Everybody needs Allah. Allah doesn't need anyone for himself. It is Allah who created all. There is no one who had ever contributed anything to Almighty Allah. It is Allah's blessing and rahmat all over the world, and world cannot do a single deed for Almighty Allah. He is that powerful, He is that eternal. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. He begat none, nor was he begotten. He has not born as a child from any of the parents. Allah has no parents. Allah has no children. Yes, Allah created many of the creatures, but it has not produced from his body any of them. He is not the father of anyone, and he has no parents. He is beyond all these relations because he is Allah. Lam yakun lahu kufuwan ahad. There is no one who can ever claim parallel to Almighty Allah. There is no one parallel to him, none even equal to him. None shares his authority. Absolutely. To go towards the further detail, why this surah was needed. You know, students, apart from oneness of Allah, the world is having a filthy kind of creed which is known as the polytheism, the shirk. And either way they perform shirk, it is being denied by Almighty Allah in Surah Al-Ikhlas. If somebody believes in more gods, he said, Kul huwallahu ahad. Allah is one. Allah cannot be more than one, because there can only be one ruler for the discipline, who is responsible for the disciplined, systematic procedure of running this entire universe, the entire world. And he said, Allahu Samad. Allah is eternal. There are few religions where the God is looking dependent on his creations. The so-called idols, the false idols, of course, they are looking forward for their existence towards the people actually worshipping them. Allah doesn't need anyone to worship. We need Allah for our own strength to survive. Then a false concept in the Judaism and Christianity. Jews are having the belief that Hazrat Uzair alayhi salam is the son of God. Christians are having this faith that Hazrat Jesus Christ, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, is the son of God. This has been denied well and truly, permanently in Surah Al-Ikhlas, that he begat none, nor was he begotten. In the Greek mythology and Hindu mythology, even the gods are having parents. Allah denied this false creed as well. And in the very last, there is none equal and parallel to him. People are having this kind of a belief that prophets, that a few dignified, virtuous people of every ummah, every nation, or the angels are having something to share the authority of Allah. This is absolutely and categorically not the case with the faith of Islam. According to the Cambridge, every surah's question is divided into two parts. The very first part is the main theme or the basic theme, and the second part is, of course, as the importance. It is my personal suggestion and a humble request to all the students especially to please go through the syllabus every single time you are studying any of the subjects, because that's where you can get the exact idea what to do with your paper, what to do with your subject, and how should you go about your subject. Secondly, what to write, what to be written, and in the basic theme part, look, in one surah, basic themes can be more than one, because Quran is a versatile book. But in Surah Al-Ikhlas, it is having only one theme: the unity of Allah and denial of the shirk, denying of the polytheism. So please do understand this fact that basic themes or main theme can be more than one. But it revolves around one single theme at a time. The 15 surahs which are selected, they are selected very carefully by Cambridge people. So do write about it, do write accordingly, and if you can quote one of the verses from any other surah or a single line from any other surah to support your theme, it's a wonderful thing. Secondly, in the importance part, you must go towards that how the faith or the teaching or the indication or the commandment given in a particular set of verse or a particular surah, how it is important in the regular life of a Muslim. Means you can give the practical example of your own life or collective communal life as well. And you can also support it with a single verse of any other surah of Holy Quran. But if you don't, you can still give good enough examples without it. It is fair enough, but it is always recommended, and it's better to quote a single verse or a few lines from that single verse in order to support your answer. Thank you very much. Stay tuned. Keep looking forward for the very best lectures, and inshallah I will be helping you a lot by the grace of God, by the special help of God. And don't worry about the papers. Just prepare well. Don't stay worried. Thank you very much.